Most narcissists replace their exes. I mean, if in our days of breaking up, it's often right away. I'm talking right away. And they replace you right from the harem. Yeah, it's like a stable, something that they have kept throughout the full duration of the situationship that you were in with them. They replace you right away. Remember something, they must have a source of energy to feed on at all times. They always make sure their supply source is secure. Since they don't have real emotions like the rest of us, you are an arrangement that ceased to be convenient when you stop accepting the abuse. Whomever they trap next will simply be a better business deal. That's all it really is. And they replace the next and the next and the next. You see, relationships usually end for them by a year or two. Most of the time, if you're not somebody who's susceptible to the abuse, y'all, I'm talking months. It ends in months. You won't even make it to a year. 6 months tops, if that. And if someone is with them longer, trust me, they aren't happy at all. How can you be happy when your energy is sucked dry every second, day by day? Plus, narcissists can't reciprocate anything. It's a very lonely ride with them. It's either silent treatments or rage. A lonely, sad, and stress-induced relationship is all you'll get from a narcissist. Sometimes you wish they had a tattoo, right? Right on their forehead so others could spot them sooner. But sad, it's not like that at all. It's a shame so many will waste their time or have children with a self-centered, non-humanity human. It's really sad, y'all. They replace you like it's nothing. So sad. And it's like it happens right in your face and you don't even see it. And it's a constant thing with them. It's a loop. And this is all that you'll ever get from the narcissist. There will never be any reciprocity involved. This is how they operate. Because all they want was the fuel. They just want to feel useful and superior in your life. Once they attain that, you are no longer a goal. They see you as a mere challenge. That's it, that's all. And a lot of people just learn the hard way. You keep wanting to believe this person loves you or have feelings for you. Absolutely not. They couldn't care less about anything concerning you. And at the end of that situationship, they will always tell you exactly how they feel about you. And no matter what, when you hurt them, it's betrayal. You can't win. You can't get closure at all. It doesn't matter whether it's you. And what's crazy about this, y'all? What's so crazy about dealing with narcissists is it doesn't matter. Y'all, I can't talk about this enough to get people to understand. It doesn't matter what you give the narcissist, how much time and effort you put in. If you give them your all, it will not change the outcome of what is going to happen regardless. And lots of people don't even hear this, what I'm talking about. They won't even listen. And that's the thing about that trauma bond. Or just about being a decent human being. It's like a drug and you want that first hit again. You want that love again. But trust me when I tell you, you are only making yourself look and feel weaker. See, you have to stand your ground with narcissists. And you will regret trying to see the good if you stick around for this. You can't help the narcissist. And you know what's even crazy? They don't want you to. They want to use and use and use and use until they can't use you anymore. And then when they feel there's nothing left to gain from you, they just toss you to the side. This is how it works dealing with these individuals, y'all. You're like a parent to a narcissist. You're taking care of them. You're loving them. Things they never got from their actual parents. You're giving them all this stuff. And then they just flip the script and switch you back to being, you're being the doormat for them. And they come with all this crap about being neglected and molested and abused and all these things. And a lot of them are known to have a horrible childhood, a broken home, which was mostly by neglect from their parents. But does that give them the right to do what they're going to do to you? Absolutely not. It's a sad story. And what's hard to grasp or understand or even believe is that while you're loving the narcissist and things seem to be going perfectly well, the narcissist is preparing for the first time that you are no longer together. Yeah, while you're smiling smiling in their face, and they're smiling at you and telling you how they only adore you and how you're their soulmate, they are dropping seeds of discord among you and their friends and their family, and possibly yours as well. Y'all, this is what happens. They're backing away and you don't even know about it. They're using you right up and you don't even know about it. They're draining you dry and you can't even tell. This is what's going on right in your face. You're always lining something else up. And a lot of times after the discard, you find yourself remembering the good times or asking yourself, how could someone make you feel so loved, like the narcissist did during the love bombing stage? These things are very confusing, emotional thoughts that might lead you to feel uncertain about everything, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Because these things were going to happen regardless, and you can rest assured it was never your fault. It had nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. You were never in a mutual loving relationship. You never get that with the narcissist. Y'all, I don't understand. Y'all, I can't stress enough. I don't understand how people just continue to stick around and be with the narcissist and stay with the narcissist and feel as if there isn't someone else. Y'all, they don't... Look, let me talk to y'all. Narcissists, I've said this several times, do not do monogamous relationships. You will never get this from a narcissist. You won't get this from a narcissist. They are great at hiding everything, y'all, but there's an agenda from the gate. It's a disorder that y'all, it just keeps going on and on and on. And it's one that the narcissist cannot defeat. They are always securing another source of supply. I have so many messages and DMs about how the narcissist just decided to replace you, how they just moved on as if you were nothing, how they're just happy in another relationship, how they've been with this other person 2 and 3 and 4 years, and how they seem to be very happy. Y'all, that's not the case. You can best believe at one time you were in the chair, and just be glad it's not you that's still stuck with that narcissist for 2 or 3 or 4 years. Y'all know how miserable that is? Do you understand this other person has become a shell of themselves? They have no idea who they are or how they even got in that situation. I need y'all to make it make sense. Because some of y'all are still trying to find out what you did that was so wrong that the narcissist couldn't stay with you as long as they're with this other person. Y'all, listen, I was there, but I can tell you one thing. Once I learned what I learned and got the knowledge that I got, I am so glad to be up out of that situation. I don't have a day that I miss the narcissist. I am so glad this person is gone. These persons are gone. This evil is out of my life, because that's all that it was. I'm trying to make it make sense, y'all. And I always tell y'all, this is the craziest thing to me. Y'all, I get so many messages how people are telling me, well, he's still with this woman that he's been with, her. She's still with this guy she left me for. They seem to be doing great. I saw them and they seem happy. Y'all, it's all what it seems. What are you paying attention to this for? You're on the outside looking in. Of course it looks good. Of course. But you got to remember the time that you were in the chair. How did it look for you? What did it feel like? Didn't everybody think you were in the perfect ideal relationship? Didn't you think that you were with your soulmate? Didn't the narcissist make it look good? Didn't you cover up the narcissist abuse for a long time because you were embarrassed for people to find out what you really were dealing with? Didn't you hide it from your family as well, for those of you who did? Weren't you hiding their behavior? Because you couldn't even make sense of what was going on because this person was treating you one way one minute and then the next thing they were doing something else to you? Behind closed doors, you were being abused like no other? And you had no idea what the hell was happening? How many times have you covered it up? Didn't it look good in the public? Weren't people congratulating you and envious of your relationship and you just sitting there like, in your mind like, what? How long was your smile fake? How many nights did you cry? Some of you guys, some of y'all cried a lot. Some of you men cried for the first time in your life. I mean, really cried when it came to a relationship for the first time you cried in your life dealing with a woman, huh? Couldn't believe it, right? Never thought it could happen, huh? I'm not saying that men don't cry, but how many times have you been there? How many of y'all was trying to make sure other people didn't realize what was actually happening because you were so embarrassed? How many times you wanted to get out and leave, but you felt like you didn't want anybody else to know that you had another failed relationship? Come on, y'all. We can't make this stuff up. When you notice things are changing, right? And this generally starts right after you set boundaries. Or become smart. You're not this fool that they thought you were. You start speaking up, right? And then they begin to treat you with disdain and disrespect and total contempt. The verbal abuse ramps up seemingly out of nowhere, right? You notice subtle changes at first. New interests, spending more time out, spending more time at work. Lies become more frequent and transparent, right? Changes become more noticeable. New clothes, new hair, new smells, right? Although it's almost like they're becoming someone else because they are. This is a telltale sign they're mirroring new supply. And one day when you least expect it, they announce they've found a place and they're leaving. The discard is harsh and swift. Or they're doing, they need time to themselves. Or you've done something so bad that you can't even remember that you've done because it never happened. Because it's usually a made up damn story that they're coming to you with. Listen, y'all, I'm trying to talk to you. They're lying to you about you. They're lying to you to your face about you. We can't make it up. We can't. And this is why I get so baffled in the mind when I find out people are asking questions or telling me, making these statements about who they're with or what they're doing or how happy the narcissist looks. Y'all, it's a facade. And the supply is miserable. I can promise you that. You're not missing anything. When you realize how narcissists do things, or that they even are a narcissist, listen, that's it. Some of y'all are so stressed about the new supply. Some of y'all are so sick over the new supply. Some of y'all are so sad over the new supply. And I cannot understand why. I get the trauma bond. I always tell y'all that. I get that part. But once that situationship with the narcissist is over and you begin to educate yourself and find out what you were dealing with, no ma'am, no sir, that's it. That's it. Because now you're inviting this evil into your life. Now you're asking to be abused. This is what you're doing. There's nothing there, you guys. Absolutely nothing. This behavior is unacceptable. You don't want to set yourself up to stick around for anything like this. When people love and care about you, they gravitate towards you, not abuse you. Narcissists are always going to replace you. Narcissists are always lining up supply. Narcissists keep a harem, a stable of supply. It's what they do. They know the game. They know how it works. They know it never works out for them well. Nothing with a narcissist ever pans out well. And they understand this. Like I said before, they're just hoping that you never figure it out. All you are is a placeholder in the narcissist's life until they move on to the next. It's always on to the next with the narcissist. That's all it'll ever be. And y'all, we're going to continue making content about this stuff because a lot of people are reading this and they're watching these videos, but they're still not getting how serious this really is. This is what's happening. With a narcissist, no matter what you give them, how much you give them, it will always be on to the next. And that's just the end of that. You guys, that is it for this video, okay? I hope I helped somebody. I hope somebody, if just one person heard me, that's all I need. This is how it works, you guys. That's it for this video. Until next time.